gonna be teaching you some of the programming languages, some of the famous programming languages which are widely used, like Python and Java and C++, and some other things like numerical computing and some other things like that. So I welcome you all to my channel, and you should subscribe to my channel because we will be learning a lot of things on this channel. And first of all, I would like to tell you that the first thing we're going to be focusing on this channel is on learning Python. Python is the first programming language that we will learn. As I told you, that the first language that we're going to be learning on this channel is going to be Python. So I'm going to give you a brief introduction about Python. Python was made by Guido van Rossum in 1991. It was first released in 1991. Python is a very easy language, and it is the most similar language to the human language, the language that we speak. And the uses of Python are, it is most widely used in web development and data science. The reason of using Python is that it is extremely easy. It won't be wrong if we call it the easiest programming language in today. Not only Python is used for web development, it is also used in making games and machine learning. So the first thing which gives Python priority over other languages is that it is an easy to read syntax for the user and the programmer too. Like both of them can read it and understand it very easily. And not only that, you can also do object-oriented programming, which is basically we make a class before doing anything in that programming. So we can perform that on Python too, and you can do a lot of other things on Python, like front-end programming. You can do it on Python too. These are the very reasons which give priority to Python over other programming languages. Now I'll teach you the first code on how to program in Python, and I'll be teaching you. We will be making our first code. Basically, first of all, what you need to do is you need to download any Python compiler in your PC. Few of the most famous compilers are PyCharm, IDLE, and Jupyter Notebook. Personally, my favorite is Jupyter Notebook because it is very easy and convenient for me. So to download Jupyter Notebook, first of all, what you're going to do is you're going to download Anaconda from web. You can download it from web. It is for free. And then what you can do is download the Jupyter Notebook extension. Now we're going to open the Jupyter Notebook extension on my PC. So here we're going to go to new and Python 3 IPY kernel. So this is our interface in the beginning. Now what I am going to tell you first of all is our first data type that we're going to study, that is string. Now to declare a string in Python, first of all what you need to do is declare a variable. What is a variable? Variable is any entity that stores a value in it. So first, let's say that the name of your variable can start with anything, any alphabet, but not with a special character or a number. So first of all, what we're going to do is initiate a variable. So for example, we're initiating a variable with the name str. Okay. Now we're going to write our channel's name in the string called dev. Okay. Now we're gonna come to the next line, and now I'll teach you how the function of string. So if you want to print a string, what you can do is just write print and parentheses, and whatever you want to print whatever you want to print in the screen, you can type in inverted comma. So it will, if by default it will turn it into a string. So we can write here our first program, and then we're gonna, now if you want to print your variable, what you're gonna do is not give any of the inverted commas, just write the name of your variable, and whatever value which will be stored in your variable, it will just display it here. Like you can see, as our output is our first program, which was our string, which we gave it to our just print statement, and then code dev, which was basically the value stored in our variable string. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you what is indexing in our string. Let's suppose a variable name a, and we're gonna create a string. We're gonna write subscribe to code dev. Okay, so the first of the letter from the left hand side will be indexed as 0, and the next letter will be indexed as 1, and also the empty spaces, the blank spaces between your string will also be given an index. Like this s will be 0, this u will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the first of your space will be given the index 9. It means that even if you're writing a space in your string, it will be also given be an index. Now if you want to find out the total number of the index in your string is known as its length. Now if you're going to find out its length, what you're going to do is print len a parenthesis and write a in it, and then we'll print our string also. See, it told us that there are 20 indexes in our string, which basically means that there are 20 letters in our string. So this is called indexing. Now the first data type we studied was string. Now I'm gonna tell you about int. The int basically stands for integer. Some of you will know, some of you may not know. So what we're gonna do is declare. In Python we'd say the leniency that if you're declaring just a variable, we do not have to specify its data type. In many of the other programming languages you have to specify a data type, but if you specify your data type in Python, then it's completely your decision. What will happen if you specified a data type for your variable, then it will only store its value in that specific data type. For example, if I declare int a here and I stored a string value here, then if I'll try to print it, it will give me an error because invalid syntax, because the data type I gave it is not the data type in which I initialized a is not the same data type of the data which I gave it to. But if I'm gonna remove the int here, what it's gonna do is it will just look at the data and the type of data type of the data which I'll give it, which I'll set to a. It will initialize a in that specific data type. For example, now it will print it. Now what I'm gonna teach you is strings. For example, we are initializing a variable with, let's say, 10, and then we'll initialize another variable b5. Now if you want to print its sum, what you're gonna do is sum equals to a plus b. Now you can print the sum. See, here is our sum. Okay, so we just perform addition. Now in any programming language you cannot have two variables with the same name, but if you change as Python is not a case, but Python is a case sensitive language, you can afford having a variable with same name, but what you can do is just change the case of the alphabets. For example, let's initialize a variable with capital S, and just will perform a subtraction here and print it on the next line. The subtraction of num1 and num2 is capital S. So here is the result. The addition is 87 and the subtraction is 69. Now I'm going to tell you about another data type which is called float. Now what basically float is, in integer you can never have a variable which has decimal points in it. But if you want to include decimal points in So if you want to store a decimal value in your variable, what you need to do is use a data type that is called float. So let's create a float number, f noun, which is our variable, and let's store the value 4.56 in it. Let's create another num, which would be, let's say, an integer, and let's give it value 7. Now what you can do is you can perform addition between integer and float, and it will give you the answer in float. As you can see, this is a float, but you can perform any operation between integer and float, like you can even divide them. Here is the result of our division. But if you want to have the result of your float in integer number, but if you want to have the result in an integer, what you can do is just place 2 divide signs in it, and what it's gonna do is the value which it will get in float, it will convert it into integer. As you can see, now it is an integer, which is a whole number, 57.0. Now I'm gonna teach you how to take input in Python. For taking an input in Python, what you're going to do is specify a data type. If you'll not specify a data type, by default the Python will save whatever value you will give to the input variable, it will store it as a string. If you do not want to store it as a string, what you're going to do is initiate and specify the data type. Let's create a variable which will take value as integer. What you're going to do is just write input here, and you can write whatever you want to write in the inverted commas. Let's enter number. Let's create another num int, or let's just name it float. Now input enter float number. Let's just add these 2 numbers. And here is our result. Now I'm gonna input 69 here, and float number also 69.5247, and this is our sum, or our output. So in today's video we'll just keep it till here. This was a very basic video. Mostly some of the viewers may know all these basics, but some of you all may not know all these things. So I hope this video was informative for you all. In our next video we will be covering a lot more things, and there is a whole lot of things that I can still teach you in Python, and we can still explore and learn. So yeah, we'll keep it till here. Now I'd like you all to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because there we will be learning a lot of things on this channel, and it will be fun. So yeah, you should just stick to it and wait for my next video. Have a good day, you all. Good night. Thank you.